All right, Reg, let's get back to our Gamecock coverage now. And Williams-Brice Stadium wasn't the only place where there was a full house for the season opener. Fans packed area pubs to make sure they were front and center for every play.
ABC Columbia's Rochelle Dean was there for all the competitive action.
Okay, so there were various opinions on who fans wanted to see win the first SEC game of the season. But there was no arguing over the importance of the new rivaling matchup between the Garnet and Black and the boys in maroon and white. Many making it known as soon as the home team hit the gridiron.
It's always exciting, no matter whether it's the first game or not, but I don't know that we've ever played an opponent like Texas A&M in the first game. Normally, our first game is a little easier opponent.
After more than 30 years of coaching, former athletic director Rick Rich says he played baseball for South Carolina back in the 60s and will remain a fan even if he's no longer in the game. Much like Daniel Goodwin, who tells us there was nothing that was going to make him miss this matchup, not even a portion of his paycheck.
Hey, I'm a Gamecock fan to my heart, always will be. I had to get off work early today to get down here just because this is a game.
But not everyone was rooting for USC. Just ask this proud homegrown Texan.
It's a hostile environment, but I ride Texas all day. I'm not scared of any of these guys. I'm always going to be an Aggie.
And he was in good company. Even one Clemson fan coming out just to stiff-arm the competition.
There's a lot of Texas A&M fans, not here and around here, but at the game. So, you got someone else who's also rooting against the Gamecocks, so not so bad.
In Columbia, Rochelle Dean, ABC Columbia News.
All right, Rochelle, and again, as we told you, unfortunately, at the top of the show, USC couldn't pull off a win in tonight's big season opener.
The Texas Aggies proved to be just too much. The final score, 52-28.
Sports Director Tim Hill will have more now from Williams-Brice. Tim?
This is not what anyone expected. South Carolina or Texas A&M, guys. An absolute shocker here at Williams-Brice Stadium. Let's show you some of the highlights. Unfortunately for the Gamecocks, not enough highlights tonight. It did start off with the usual fanfare. Steve Spurrier coming out for his 10th season at Carolina. Sandstorm. The students looking for their 19th straight win here at Williams-Brice to extend the nation's longest winning streak. But the very first drive, Kenny Hill getting his first start for Texas A&M finds Ricky Seals-Jones. Originally ruled a touchdown, ended up leading to a touchdown. The Aggies take a 10-0 lead. Carolina answers back late in the first. Dylan Thompson deep to his favorite target tonight, Nick Jones, 69 yards. Jones cracking 100-yard mark on the night. It's 10-7 Texas A&M after one. Second quarter, Kenny Hill going back to work. The sophomore to the freshman sensation, Seals-Jones again. This time it is a touchdown. It's 17-7 A&M. Thompson responds, going to the air, 20 out of 40 on the night for 366 yards. His second touchdown to Demir Bird cuts the Texas A&M lead to 17-14. But Hill, as he would do all night long, responds, finds Edward Pope. 31-14 Texas A&M at the half. Early second half, the Aggies add to that. Hill again. Josh Reynolds, 38-14 at this point. Hill the story, 44 out of 60 passing, 511 yards, breaks Johnny Manziel's school record, and Texas A&M goes on to shock Carolina, 52-28, the final score.
Well, it's obvious the odds makers didn't know what the heck they were talking about. That team was so much better than us. It wasn't funny. Out-coached us, outplayed us, better prepared. They knew what they were doing. They only rolled up, 680 yards. We had to throw the ball way too much to try to make some yards. Didn't run well at all, and didn't have a chance to even stay out on the field very long. So we got into throw every down type contests, and that we're not good enough pass blockers or throwers or whatever to get into that. But that's the way it happened, and give A&M credit, their coaches, their players. They knew what they were doing. It was a mismatch, coaches and players, mismatch tonight. I don't know what else you can say. If we played them again, they'd be a 3-touchdown favorite. I don't know what. We tried everything we could to slow them down, and You know, offensively, we had a few plays here or there we could have hit. We didn't quite hit, but we hit some too. If we don't hit the long passes, we don't make hardly anything tonight. But give them credit. They're a much better team than we are. We'll regroup and come back and try to fight again against East Carolina in 9 days and see if we can look like we know what we're doing as coaches. Try to put our players in position. I think our players are better than what they showed, but I don't know. We had no pass rush, and coverage was so-so, and they knew what they were doing.
As you might imagine, Steve Spurrier not pleased with his defense. The 52 points, the most ever given up in the Steve Spurrier South Carolina era, making fun of the 3-4 new defense. Actually, in his post-game press conference, hear that and much more from the Gamecocks coming up later in sports.
Tonight, USC fans not the only ones excited about tonight's matchup.
Texas A&M fans invaded the State House last night to take part in the Midnight Yell. It's a school tradition similar to a pep rally, and their loud voices carried throughout downtown Columbia.
For our fans, we're happy that the 12th man's here. We feel like there's going to be a strong presence, and we're excited about the game tomorrow. The team's young, but I think we have a lot to prove. It's the post-Johnny era. Shout out to Kenny Hill. I think you're going to do great. Gig 'em Max. Yeah, give a gig 'em. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Gig 'em Aggies.
Yeah, but the Aggies had company. Some Gamecock fans tried to break up the event with their own chants. Our video journalist covering the event says a few got out of hand and were escorted off the grounds by police officers.